it seems that, like, in retrospect, what Man United are able to do and how they're able to achieve things, it seems to be quite paper thin. It seems to be as soon as one thing goes wrong, the whole edifice starts to look very crumbly.
Yeah.
Because I was saying on Friday, we don't really know yet if Man United are going to sort themselves out because they won a trophy last season. They got into the Champions League places again. Ten Hag's built a platform, which I see it as.
You never mention the League Cup. It's always a trophy.
Okay, they won the League Cup.
Yeah, I feel like it's a bit disrespectful.
But we're all football experts in this room. We haven't got to go over it. I'm sitting opposite Andy Brassel here. I wouldn't patronise the man.
You don't say, oh, Man City, they won 3 trophies. They won a European trophy.
We're all experts in this room, and more on the Betfair section later.
but do you not think, Lou, that platform, Erik ten Hag's kind of...
you almost called him Derek ten Hag.
Derek ten Hag.
That's very, very fitting.
At this point, he is Derek ten Hag. Back in last season, Erik ten Hag. He's built that platform. He's got himself the cup final win. But now he's kind of like known as this details person, But he's adjusting this and that.
But he looks a bit professorial.
Yeah,
a little bit eggheady.
But it's just it's like adjusting the aircon while you're aquaplaning into a wall. It's just like I've got the details. Yeah, have you seen what's just happened?
Also,
he's getting sucked into all this madness, isn't he?
And I think we talked about this, didn't we?
Easily done.
Ten Hag, Arteta, Guardiola, a load of different managers. They're all quite mad. And if it's going well, it's kind of fine. Now, when Erik ten Hag says the stuff he says after the game about how he thought the booing of the team was a positive.
Well, Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah, that's right.
Højlund getting taken off.
Well, he said every regards that it was positive. The reception for Højlund was great. It's like, no, they weren't. They were booing you, mate.
Yeah.
If they give this signal, then it will give him belief. Okay, I understand the point of, well, it shows he was playing really well and they like him. Yeah, they're booing you making the decision taken off, you fool.
All right, can we talk about Rashford then?
Good news is they're going to Bayern Munich on Wednesday.
What I was about to say.
Hey,
how about that?
Hat trick for Harry Kane. And
But you'll probably put in a performance and get like a fortuitous draw or something.
They won't.
Do you not think?
Nah.
No, nor do I.
No.
Okay.
And
when it comes to predictions about games, listen, you guys listen to me, big boy.
True enough. Yeah.
It's hard for the club to progress. Well, it's hard for the team to progress when the club doesn't progress. That's what we've seen. United are in this weird holding pattern. So almost everything that Ten Hag has been able to do on the pitch and pruning the squad, which is a massive job, by the way, it's not going to happen overnight. And the fact that the club has not moved on and the club has not progressed makes it really, really difficult for him to continue that line, especially when the competition at the top of the Premier League is so good.
Yeah. That midfield of Manchester United, we highlighted at the start of the season, and there it was again. Brighton pulled it to pieces. He went for a diamond in there because he was probably worried about it.
It's so soft-centred.
But like out wide, and you know how devastating Brighton are. I mean, Tarek Lamptey, how good was he?
Yeah, amazing.
He would accelerate.
Who was struggling to get into the team at the back end of last season.
Indeed. It was a couple of times where he would just put on the burners for just a moment, and then he had the freedom of the pitch. Like, it was remarkable. And then at times they tried to press, but the pressing didn't seem that coordinated. And Brighton just sort of knocked it back. Now, you've got to give great credit to Brighton. It's not easy. But again, it's just that was such a display of one side who totally are in sync, totally a cohesive unit that are following what the manager is saying and doing, and they've got their idea. To the other one, you think, we thought Manchester United were going somewhere last season.
But the problem is, the thinking always goes back to, I think, with the way that we as a culture look at football, we always think it's the coach or the manager, as we still call him. So there will have been, I'm sure, United fans looking at that thinking, if we had De Zerbi as coach, it would be all different, because look at what De Zerbi has done for Brighton. And he has done an amazing job for Brighton. But of course, there's a limit to what you can do at Manchester United because of the institution, because of all the other stuff going on there. So the level of freedom that he gets to implement what he wants at Brighton and to, make the most of players like Lallana and Welbeck, the experienced ones, like Pete was saying, as well as the young ones, that he gets to presumably smoke where he wants on the premises, all that sort of things. Those are things that are not possible at Manchester United. So it's not really a fair comparison. As brilliant as De Zerbi is doing and as difficult as Ten Hag is finding it at the moment.
It's a very different job.
On the Man United side, I would just say, you can appraise the first 5 games of the Premier League season from them, and it's been really, really poor. The opening game against Wolves is a robbery. It's like a total robbery.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
They were beaten. They had some moments against Spurs. At Spurs, I was at that game, but Spurs deserved to win it. They had life and death with Forest, which they come up the right side of. beaten heavily by Arsenal. Now they've been beaten at home heavily by Brighton. They've got, as we said, they go to Bayern Munich. I'm not saying it will happen, but it's easy to imagine. It's not a big leap of faith to say they could get a batter in there, at Bayern Munich. And then they're away to Burnley next weekend. And that is a big test. If they come off the back of Wednesday and then next weekend losing both those games, it's trouble. It's trouble.
Big trouble.
Cheers for watching another fantastic clip from the Football Ramble podcast. Make sure you click like on this video and subscribe to the channel, which means you will not miss a single upload.